What's up YouTube? Jay Traveling here. Today I got my frame, it's empty. And I have my GPUs and also, as you can see here, GPUriser.com risers. I have 3 of them and a couple splitters. Unfortunately, I'm short one splitter, so I will have to use, since I only have 3 GPUs, I'll use one, an extra PCI lane here to power one of my risers. I usually like to split them so they get constant power, but first I gotta clean this up, get these off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and then start getting GPUs ready. I'll show you the GPUs once they're all wired up. And then I'm gonna get them onto this frame and get them fired up. I'm gonna leave it outside the tent for now because I only have 3 GPUs going on it. Once I get this up running, fairly stable, then I'll start adding my other GPUs that are up here. So I'll start adding these GPUs to it then, and then have 7 on it total before when it goes into the tent. But I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up real quick. A lot of these risers and stuff are pretty much just junk at this point. I just gotta untangle all these wires, get all the state of power gone and eliminated since I won't be needing it, and clean it up a little bit. Should help with the rig. And then these ones, like I said, with the Molex power, are pretty much just going to go in the trash. I'll probably keep the connector, possibly, in case I need it, but we'll see. It's probably going to end up trashing all these risers, but I'm going to go ahead and clean that up and be right back. Alright, it's all cleaned up. I got rid of some of the cabling. You can see it back there. And then my riser graveyard here that I'm not going to be using. So I'll throw them in a box. Most of them are just trash. I'll never use them again. But I did eliminate that cabling. I did have this connected down here. It's a SATA power, but I don't think I need it, so I just disconnected it. I don't know why I had it connected. I think I read that you needed it if you had multiple GPUs, but I do have the Molex connected, which on my other board isn't connected. I may remove some of these cables just for now, the ones I'm not going to be using, just to clean it up. But I need to get these GPUs onto the rig, so I'm going to go ahead and start wiring them up and get them on one by one. So it should be 2 2070 Supers and a 2080 Super going onto it, so I'll spread them out. I'll have 2 over here and then probably 1 over there, still utilizing both power supplies until I get all of them on it, which will be 7. So I'll probably I want to get an 8th one, but we'll see, time will tell. But I'm going to get these 3 on, so let me get them wired up and get them on one by one. Alright, so we got 1 on, and it's looking pretty good. It's a 2070 Super, and that's pretty much how it's going to be wired up. And this is just extra from the connector. So it does have a splitter on it. It's connected at the bottom, and then we split it to the GPU. I'm only going to be running about 110 watts out of this, so it's not bad, but I'll check these connectors as I do. But I do make sure when I connect them that they click in and are pretty secure, so these are pressed in pretty well. So I have 1 more 2070 Super to get on here, and then a 2080 Super, so I'm going to get them both on there. Now I'll put the next one right here, but then I'll gap the next one down to here because I'll use that power supply down there for it. And this one, like I have some disconnect with this one, has 1 more, so I can split. And then this one has this one that'll go to the GPU, and then this one will go to the riser just for now until I get another splitter. I ran out, only had 2 left. I thought I had more, but I'll order those within the next day or so to get them. It's not a big deal now because all the other GPUs have splitters, and I do have the extra out to run that riser until I get them. So not a huge deal, but I'm going to go ahead and get these other 2 boxes opened up and onto the rig. Alright, it's all hooked up. You can see the 2 2070 Supers and the 2080 Super on the board. I have them connected. I feel a little bit loose in the connectors, but they should be okay. This one's been working pretty solid for me, this board. And the last thing is to turn it on now. I got power connected to them all on the splitters. This one does not have the splitter, but it has power. So double checking. It is good. So last thing is to fire it up. I have my network cable plugged in. So let me put this camera down for a second. and click these on. And I'm seeing power on, I see it, power on the risers, powering the risers. You can't really see the light because of the light on the camera, and I have, it looks like a fan's spinning on all except for one, it looks like. So hopefully that fan will start spinning. Actually, that one stopped also, so it must be a BIOS thing, but I don't have overclock set on these most likely, and it looks like fans are starting to stop spinning, but they're working. Last thing is to get in the HiveOS. It looks like that one stopped too. Get in the HiveOS and really just tune this. I did pull the flight sheet so it won't start mining, since this was the frame that had all of my P104s on it. So let's go ahead. I'm going to get it in on the computer. Oh, and then all the fans are going. So it's probably pulling my old overclocks from my P104s because I didn't reset it. So I'm going to go ahead. We'll get into the computer now. Looks like it's going. It's going to sit here for a little bit, so I'm going to heat my basement up just a tad bit more because it really needs it. It was 84 degrees Fahrenheit when I got down here today. So, but let's get into the computer, get some overclocks on these, and get them mining and see what they can do. I'm hoping to pull 42 to 44 mega hash each out of them, but let's get in the computer and check it out. We are in the computer and we are showing all the cards, two 2070 Supers and a 2060 Super. Looks like I have Micron on one 2070 and Samsung on the other two cards. Not too bad, but let's go ahead and see. I don't have a flight sheet on here. I'm going to apply my flight sheet with T-Rex. So we will set that, and then I will go in and check the miner once it configures, which should only take a few seconds. So we can remote in. We have drivers, check the miner, and now it is going. Now I do have my overclock set fairly low. Can't find CUDA, so I may need to actually update this rig. I don't think I need to do a first run, but I may need to update it, but we'll see. You can see it's hasn't been updated in a while. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do some work to update this rig, maybe even reflash my HiveOS. We'll see, but let me go ahead and update it, and then we'll see what happens. After the upgrade, it looks like it worked. So I just, like I said, just did the upgrade or update that you would do right here. Just click on and click update, and it did it. It was getting a load average error for a little bit while I was updating. That's pretty normal from what I see. But it looks like we're getting just under 40 mega hash each on them. Now I do have my memory clocks pretty low right now, which I will tweak over time just to get stability on Windows. I push these at about plus 1000, and this is using absolute core clock, but you can see the wattage right here, so it's getting pretty low wattage right now, but you can see it's still hovering around that area. And in the miner, you see it's still pulling about 39ish mega hash a second per each card. Now this one at 74 watts is pretty low, but it looks like they're all accepting some shares here and mining properly. It looks like it's got two there. So over the next few days, I'll be tweaking it and getting my settings in. Now I do have one on Windows that I get about this 39.65 mega hash a second on my 2070 Super, and I cannot get it any higher on Windows. I'm hoping when I come over to HiveOS with it, that I can break that 40 mega hash a second like it's supposed to. If not, I need to make the decision if I want to just rock it that way and ride with it, or if I want to do an RMA and return that 2070 Super and get a different one back to try and get a better hash rate. I mean, we're talking in between 2 to 3 more mega hash a second to do pretty much all that RMAing and sending it back. So I just don't know if it's worth it in the sense of doing it. But we are up and running. So I'm going to show you guys the rig doing well. Over time, I'll make an updated video of all of my overclocks, my final stable settings, and over the next few days, I'll be tweaking this. But like I said, that if you do have an issue like that, I just used my old frame, rig, everything, old HiveOS. I just put the new cards on it and then updated it, and that helped work it. Now with 30 series cards, you may need to do a whole different kernel. I'm not sure, but this worked for me. But I'd like to see what you guys are using for your absolute core clock settings on these. The 2080 Super I'm still new to, but I got this from a forum site that just says these are the ones people use. You can also go into, like if I go into here, go to popular presets, 2070 Super, and I just click the coin, people are going to tell me, looks like this guy's using 1100 plus 1800 memory. It looks like 11 people were using this overclock. 1800 memory. I mean, I might need to push this a lot harder, obviously, and I will push it more. But once I hit that like 42 to 43 megahash a second, I'm pretty much going to be reaching the card's limits, and I'll probably stop there. But it looks like some people are running some high memory clocks here. So I might have this probably half, if not almost triple what I should have it at, or like lower. I might need to like triple my memory, but I'll tweak that over time. I'm not going to use these people's settings because they could be older settings also. But this is popular for Ethereum, but it looks like this guy's using absolute core clock, and that looks like 7 people are using these settings. So it looks like my power limit of 125 is pretty much spot on with where most people have theirs. Looks like 125, 130 is a good spot. This guy is at 160. He's really pushing these cards, it looks like. These 13 people at least. But, thanks for checking this video out. If you guys are using 2070 Supers or 2080 Supers on HiveOS, if you don't mind sharing overclocks for me to try. Otherwise, I'll be tweaking these on my own, and I'll show you the final numbers once I get it tweaked over the next few days. I like to test for stability. I don't want to just show you guys these ripping at 45 to 46 megahash a second and then them crashing every 5 minutes. I want to give you guys stable numbers that I come up with and stable overclocks, because when people use my numbers, I'd hope that they can just plug it in and use them for long extended periods of time without having to go back to their rigs to fix stuff. But thanks for checking this video out. Make sure you check out the merch in the description below. I have the store with t-shirts, mugs, pint glasses, and hoodies. Make sure you check that out. Also, make sure you join the Discord group. Come hang out whenever you guys want. But make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more.